From father to son, from son to grandson, Jeremiah,
Zoe the Seed. Zoe, I guess I should start with a full disclosure that we've worked together, and you're one of my favorite singers, so I can't pretend to be the dispassionate interlocutor. But can you tell the audience, please, a little bit about who you are and your music first?
As they said before, my name is Zoe Masuku, and I'm a jazz vocalist. And I studied jazz, but I grew up in Swaziland, and so there's so much of Swazi influence in my music. Yeah, at the moment I'm actually studying my PGCE, which is a postgrad in education. So hopefully one day I'll be a teacher of music.
That'll be a good day. You were reacting to Piggy Boy's Blues, which is an extraordinarily rich narrative and full of so much. Even the prologue is going this way and that way. Yeah. How did that affect you in terms of the task that was set before you? Yes.
Yes. It was actually quite challenging, to tell you the truth, because there's so many stories in one book. Well, in one prologue. So there were so many perspectives to kind of like draw a reflection from. So I decided maybe I should speak about the main person, who is M. And I pictured him as the father of most, because everybody else who comes after him is actually either related to him. So he's the protagonist, really. He's the main person in the story. So, and the prologue actually describes him as a general and an advisor, a father, but he was also cunning and sly. And so his family has so much confusion, because he had two sons that hated each other. So when composing the song, I wanted to bring those elements in the song, but obviously it was challenging because I had to leave some things out, you know? So yeah.
No, you can't put it all in, it's true. Especially in a narrative that overlays a kind of political history. Yeah. He talks about the Amafangu and how this affected
Frontier
this.
War,
Yes, the
yes.
Frontier War, and then
Yes.
actually the story oscillates between the M patriarch and his grandson's time.
Yes, yes. There's so much of a gap, actually. Actually, we were just speaking with Salim outside, and he was just telling me that was just the beginning of what the book is actually all about. I didn't get the gist of what the song, the book is about. So, yeah, there's just so many elements in it, and there's so much. There's a gap, so much that in the book they refer to having a great grandson called Jeremiah M. So after the father or the protagonist, basically.
Well, there are multiple protagonists. Piggy Boy himself is not in the M lineage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that guy. Hey, you just told me about that guy today, actually. That because I was trying to figure out how is this prologue actually related to the title of the song. Title of the, why am I always talking about the song? But title of the book. So I was trying to figure out, so who's Piggy Boy? Who's Piggy Boy in the story? I couldn't figure that out until Salim actually told me that no, Piggy Boy is actually another character in the book. So yeah, that was quite interesting.
I'm interested in the interplay between African modality and blues tonality in your music, which is something that I think is literally portrayed in the book itself.
Yes, the setting is in South Africa, so it's in Africa. So when I was trying to compose we co-composed the song with Sibusiso Mashilwane.
Yes.
I was just trying to find my head into the lyric content of the song, and also trying to figure out what to say that would make other people understand what I'm talking about and relate to the book. So we had an idea of having to have a modal sound, which is also like an African sound. And then we thought about the rhythm. We thought, okay, a 3/4 or a 6/8, which is rhythm. It's not gibberish, guys. But anyway,
they know what it is.
It will actually reflect more to the song because it sounds, as you heard, actually it sounded, the B section, it had that 6/8 feel in it, so representing an African rhythm in Africa. So yeah.
And the blues part?
Oh yeah, I consider the model African sound as an African blues, or as South African blues, if you may call it, because the American blues is usually like a 12-bar blues, and it sounds very American and a bit more churchy. So I figured people won't really relate that much to that kind of a blues, but they relate more to the model sound.
Can you talk to us a bit about Hlonipho?
Oh yeah. Oh, Hlonipho. Hlonipho meaning respect. Okay, so the song it actually speaks about how people nowadays do not have respect, so much that you read about grandmothers being raped, and so it encourages people to come back and center themselves to good morals and our culture, our African culture of Ubuntu, that doesn't encourage such lifestyle.
In the novel there is a rape scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised when you actually told me about the song, and I was just thinking, oh, so the Piggy Boy Blue does,
It goes there. It goes
so
there.
yeah, it kind of fitted into the whole theme, and I was quite excited about that.
Okay. Is there anything, I can't see, the lights are on me, and so I don't know if Mitchell is putting up a 5-minute card or not.
Yeah, I
No.
can't see a
Okay.
thing myself. Yeah.
Is there anything about this process that perhaps will stay with you, or maybe change the way you approach music or approach literature?
Yeah, I think so, because many a times we write or compose songs based on our own experiences. So it is it's rare where you find yourself having to compose a song where it's definitely not related to you or related to somebody else or somebody that is not close to you at all. So you have to interpret that in a way that it wouldn't degrade or it wouldn't, you know what I mean, right?
Yes, 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 yes. And is there a social dimension to this for you in terms of, you said it's not about yourself, but it's about someone else. Perhaps it's about some social milieu or.
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually an activist against women and child abuse. So I tend to be very sensitive with such issues, especially when they come across to me in a form of news or a book or a story or whatever. So this is something that affects our society. It still happens even now. So it's something that I'm sure most of the people in here can also actually relate to or can tell about. So
Is the title that you give of father of most, does that refer to him having abandoned his first family?
actually, the father of most refers to M,
Yes.
the great grandfather,
Okay.
whom I feel like he's the root of everything else that kind of happens throughout his family tree. He was sly. Yeah, he was not to be kind of trusted. He was hot-tempered, he was short-tempered, and so the boys hated each other because they had that element from their father, and so on and so forth to the great-grandchildren. And so
Okay.
I think.
Well, I want to congratulate you. I think you did a very nuanced and powerful rendition of this. Is there anything else? Yeah, let her hear it.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that you would like to add?
No, not much, but I really would like to thank Catalyst and his team for inviting me. It was a great challenge for me as well, and also to some of my colleagues. I'd like to thank them for actually doing this with me, and it was a learning process, and it was very inspiring, and hopefully we'll do it again.
Yes.
Thank you.
Zoe the Seed.